Hello guys, so welcome back to the channel Multicode, and today we'll be talking about on a great topic, that is classes, objects and various elements inside that. So why is this classes called in such an important topic? Because right now most of the languages are following that same concept, that OOPS concept, object oriented programming language. C plus plus, Java, C Sharp, all are based on the object oriented concepts only. So what is this object oriented concept? So basically, if we think about like what is classes, classes, what is package, what are objects, right? And what are data members, what are member functions, or functions, and lot more concepts are there inside it. What is inheritance, so for all this you need to understand first what is object, classes and packages, then we will go inside all these concepts. Let us consider one example, like let us take a package as car company. So let us assume Maruti Suzuki a car company. Okay, Maruti Suzuki whatever. So what is the model, what is the class for it? Classes are somewhat model that we use as a blueprint, and objects are what are the real world entity for that blueprint. For suppose if we have the company of a car, that is Maruti Suzuki, a model of the car for a particular design, that we that will be called as classes. Model of particular car. Okay, and now what will be the object? Like suppose when we have the car as Maruti Suzuki Swift Desire or something, Maruti Suzuki Alto or 800, something like that, then that is a real world object for us, right? What we use in our code is the object. What we create to be utilized is called the classes or the models, and the package or the folder inside which a class is being used or being designed is called the package. So one more way we can explain is the package is the folder, the classes are somewhat the files inside that folder, and objects are the file through which we can access those files, right? And now what are data members? The data members are the data inside that class. Like for suppose we have a music system. Okay, in the side the car we have the music system, and what are the member function? The play or pause button in the music system. Functionality, what are the functionality that has been given is the member function. Now what is inheritance? Inheritance is the concept based upon the classes. So what happens, like for suppose we have the model of a simple car, right? And we have multiple cars that are being implemented on using that model. So why to create that model again and again? Why to use those functions again and again? Why can't we use that same code in different models and op- whatever the members available in that model, so that we have the code reusability? Okay, so inheritance is used for mainly code reusability. So for now we won't code much for all these things. We will have the basic code for some of these implementations. Okay, the code differs a little bit in C++ and Java. So let us have, like, here we can create a directly new whatever the class we want, like a Java class we want, and just put the name over here like a car. Like we have the car, what class we take as some model we have to take, like assume car A1. By default we take the first character and whatever the new word we have as the first character of it as capital letters. That's the Java coding standard we should follow. That will is a good practice. So here we made a new class, that is car. So let us, inside the car we have like one variable int model. Okay, we want it to be a private variable, so let us have a private implement that access for it, and like let us have the name for it, private string name. What else the car have? Like it can have a lot of things. For suppose we want only these two, and we want some function to display all, to take, set and get these values. So right here what we can have, like a void function. Make sure the functions are public so that we can access from other class also. Public void, and what we need to have, like get details. Let this be a function inside the class, and what will it print? It will print system.out.println we want, and what inside that we want to print the model of car and the name of the car. So how you will print the model is like model, and again on the next line, so system.out.println, and we want the name of the car. Okay, what is that? It's variable name is name. Fine, let this be a get details. Now for suppose we want to set even the details. Now how to have the set function for it? So let us have the public void set function, set details or better we I will explain one more concept that is called constructors. Constructors are the basic member functions you can consider as a member function which runs when a object for this class, like for now we have the class called car a1 is being implemented. That constructor runs when that particular class object is being created. So what things we need to take care when we are creating a function is that constructor is that it has the same name as that of function, right? Like we have the car1, so the constructor will have the name car a1, okay, same name, and it doesn't have any return type. It can have the parameters, like now we want this one integer as a model, as let us say for model, and some string that takes a name and this represents that for a current object from which that this class has been called, we want to have the model, and we model equal to m, and then this dot, what you want is that name equal to n, right? So right now we did take these two values, and field can be final, okay, we can have this final, we just ignore, that's a warning over here. And let us have the set function. For the set function we can have the same implementation as well. Right now we don't require this, now we have already the constructors for it. We can have as a getter, and these are called the getters and setter function. So let us save this, and now if you want to like have the value for it, you want what, that for particular class called car a1, okay. Now what is it asking for is to assign some variable for it. So car c1 equal to new car, so and inside this we want two values. So let us have the model equal to 101 and car name equal to something like desire or swift. So this is called the object for that class, and from now we want to call one function that we made in that. So we had a function called get details in the class, right, which prints the details of the car, that is the model and the name, right? So we called that function over here. So this is called the calling of function that's there in the class. So save it, and if you run it, you can observe like whatever we implemented inside the class, we will get as the output, and the name will be passed as the Swift and the model will be passed as 101. So this is all what we called as the classes and objects concept, mainly used in the OOPS world. So why it is so popular? It's popular because whatever the data members we acquire, like these are the data members, model, name, we can slice as many as data members as you want, and the functions over it. You and this lead to the data encapsulation. Like here we don't need to code a lot for what's there inside the class. It's been separated out from this. This creates a modularity in our code, as even the data encapsulation and data abstraction. Only the essential quantities, that is, like you want the get details, so it will print you the details. It won't show whatever the implementation we do over here, whatever the manipulation we do over here, that can be hidden from the user who doesn't want to see all that. That creates a data abstraction for you. And now if you have the inheritance, if you want like to get the knowledge about what's the inheritance, let us have like one more class over here. Like let us have the car class, car basic model. Okay, finish. And over here in car, like let us have like variable public, because we want to show what's the basic concept of inheritance. So let us have the public variable of model. We have like serial number SNO. Okay, and it should have like something serial number save, and this is the one we want. Let us now implement that thing in our class. So implement is used for interfaces. Right now we can use extends, and whatever the car we want, like car is what showing to us, so we implemented a car over here. And now you know that you have like model for car also, like variable SNO over here. So that variable will be copied over here also, and we can initialize that variable over here also. So how will you do? So this dot, now we have one more variable SNO, right? And we can have like S and something over to initialize the serial number. So let us just save this, and let us print one more thing over here. And let us print what the serial number of the class of like SNO. So now you can see SNO variable is you can't see over in this class, because it's the variable from the parent class. This is called the child class or the derived class, but still we can use this variable. How? Because we have extended, or we have used that parent class in our child class. And now okay, now we have error because we have only two values over here, and in the constructor we declared like 3 arguments. So let us have like one more, like 23 as the serial number, and the name remains the same. Save it, and let us check. We are printing this in the same fashion, and now again if we run it, we can see the serial number of car is 23 Swift, and 101 it's showing it's correct. So that's what we use for like inheritance. And what else topic we have, like uh, inheritance is that we have like different type of inheritance. Like this can be while when you implement, like when you have like private variables, what happens, it doesn't get implemented or it doesn't get copied on the new classes. We can't use the private members in our child classes. To get those private members, you need to have like a public functions, and through that public function you can access those private members. If you have protected members, then that will be copied or that will be extended to your child classes as the protected members only. By default, the public members are being extended to your child classes. So that's the concept in our like Java. That is same as that on in C sharp as well. So let us have like syntax in C++ for now. So for the syntax in C++, why not to like erase all this? It's almost the same, just you need to have like a class and then name of the class, that is car, and then just have like variable public or private or whatever, public in model. So we want right now don't want much of the things, and let us like now car c1, we took that variable, and c1 dot model equal to 1, and cout, let us print that only the model is, and then print it c1 dot model. Okay, save it, and if you run it, okay, okay, expected something over here. Okay, public, here we have like you need to mention as a label okay. Now you can see that it is printing the model is 1, and if you want some private variable, just put private over here as a label, like a private as a label, and inside this you can declare whatever the private variables you want. And then again you have the function in the same way, like void or in get or set same function we can implement. So that's what the concept of C classes and objects. Hope you understand some of the bit, and we will be using these concepts more oftenly in our coding, so you will get a practice on it. So make sure you understand this basic code once, and if you try to code with us regularly, you will get more of the concepts of C classes and objects. So that is fine. Hope you like this video. Make sure you subscribe on the channel. Thank you.